Dootson School of Truckin seems like an unlikely place to find a senior citizen fulfilling a dream. Most student drivers are between 18 and 35. But that didn't stop 55-year-old Sharon Howard, lifelong dollmaker, mother, and grandmother, from trying her hand at driving a big rig.
I like trucks. I don't know. I started a while back, maybe 2-3 years ago, when I started having to drive the 605 and the 105, the new freeway that opened up. And I'm beside them all the time. So I just started noticing them and kind of looking at the names of the different trucks, like the Freightliners and the Internationals and all those brands, and just kind of playing a game because it gets boring driving an hour and a half to 2 hours every day on the freeway. And I just started noticing them and seeing all the trucks that are big and shiny and the broken down ones and the gravel trucks, and kind of noticing what they were, and I just started liking them. And I started liking cars, and I started collecting small cars. And the more I was around them, the more I wanted to know more about them. I wanted to know how to drive one. And it was something I never told anybody for a long time. And finally, I was talking with my cousin, and she said, well, let's give it a try, you know? And I thought, yeah, sure. And so we got to do it, and it was the most fun I have ever had in my whole life.
Sharon's going to drive a big rig. Phil, do you think that's a good idea at her age? She is a senior, you know.
Well, I think it's a great idea.
You really do?
I absolutely do.
Okay, are you scared?
Not at all. We're going to start you off first to get you familiar with the vehicle, and I want you to understand your basic controls. First off, this is a standard transmission, unlike anything you've ever driven before, because this standard transmission is not a synchro mesh transmission. In other words, when you were shifting before on any pickup truck or any automobile, you could shift overhand, underhand, and put the stick anywhere you want it, and whenever you wanted to push that stick, it would go into gear. However, it's not going to work that way with this truck. The only way you could shift this vehicle is to understand how this particular transmission works. First off, let's get familiar with the vehicle. Every vehicle has an emergency brake. This vehicle has a tractor emergency and a trailer emergency, because on a combination vehicle, we are not pulling one vehicle. We are pulling a tractor and a trailer. So it needs to have two emergency brakes. The yellow, color-coded by federal DOT, diamond shape, and yellow is your tractor emergency. Your trailer is octagon shape, and it's red, and that's for your trailer. And that must be color-coded on every vehicle in the United States. When you take your brakes off, you must take off each individual brake carefully. It's a conglomeration of air valves. And when you put the brake on, you do not want to put the trailer brake on, because as you can see, the tractor brake did not move, which caused a future problem later on when you're disconnecting the tractor. So anytime you set your parking brake, your first name is tractor emergency, trailer emergency. Your second name of the brake is parking brake, because when you pull the parking brake, it pulls both brakes out. So we want to remember always when we stop the truck to pull the yellow brake out. When we start the vehicle up, we want to make sure that we are in neutral. Neutral position, may I have your hand please? Neutral position is the only place you're going to find a detent spring. That's called a detent spring. The purpose of the detent spring is so that you can see your gear pattern into the detent spring and back is first gear. Out of the detent spring, but up to it is second, straight back is third, and over against the right door is fourth and fifth. Okay? We're only going to work with first and reverse to start with. When you start your vehicle up, make sure that you're in neutral. You can feel the detent spring. Detent spring, and also if your air pressure is up, the only place you're going to feel your range selector. As a matter of fact, you could hear it.
What is that?
That's a range selector. We're going to use 5 gears with low range, and then 5 more gears in high range.
What is range?
We're going to explain it to you later. Okay?
There's a million things to do in that truck, and I'm sure after you've been driving for a while it would get more like second nature, but to me it was like real concentration. I felt totally exhausted after my first lesson.
Okay, step on the clutch.
Go down. Yeah.
Okay? Now let's pull the seat up forward a little bit, put your foot on the clutch, all the way to the floor. Let's take it a little bit more. Okay? That looks pretty good.
Smile at me, Sharon.
How do I look?
Great.
This is fun.
Sharon?
Yes. Hello. How do I look? Okay.
Okay, I want you to depress the clutch all the way. Now we're touching the clutch brake. Now we're going to move the shift lever into reverse.
Which is forward.
Which is forward. Now we're going to push in both air valves to
Push in.
release the brakes. Push
I
hard.
can't go anywhere.
Push hard. Push hard. Okay, push your trailer brake in hard. Now I want you to sit up and look out the left mirror and watch the tail of your trailer.
Okay.
And you're going to very gradually lift your foot off the clutch until the vehicle is in motion. And hold your clutch at the friction point so that you can control your speed.
What do you mean the friction?
Ease off the clutch when the vehicle starts moving is the friction point.
Jim's so close.
Okay?
Damn, don't
Ease
make-
off your clutch. Ease off your clutch a little more. Ease off a little more. Ease off a little more. And now we're backing up.
Right.
Now you're going back very straight. That's very good. Keep it going back. Come back more. Come back more. Come off your clutch. Come off your clutch. Come off your clutch more. Your trailer is drifting slightly to the left. Turn your wheel slightly to the left. Turn it more to the left. Until the trailer responds to you. Turn it a little more to the left. A little more to the left. More left, more left, more left. Turn that wheel, turn it. More left, more left. Then your trailer is coming back to the right again. Every steer requires a counter steer. Let's turn back to the right. A little more right. Same amount of turning as you did to the left. And now you have your trailers perfectly straight again. Now we're going to straighten your wheel out. Come back to the left. That's far enough. Come on back. Ease off your clutch. Ease off your clutch. Don't be afraid of it. I can drive this truck from any corner to cab. Do not be afraid.
Okay.
You will not hit anything. I will not let you hit anything.
Okay.
Come on back. Ease off your clutch.
Ease off?
Ease off the clutch. We want the truck to go. Come off your clutch more. More, more, more. Come off your clutch more. I'll tell you when to stop. Okay, that's good. Stop. Foot on the clutch, your other foot on the brake. Okay, let's put it in first gear.
Okay.
That's straight back. Pull it.
I'm in.
Let's pull it. Ease off your clutch a little bit.
And take my foot off the brake.
That's good. Now take your foot off the brake, and I want you to come straight up off the clutch. Easy and steady. Ease off, come straight off the clutch. Keep bringing your foot up a little quicker. Let's bring your foot up a little quicker. A little quicker. All the way off the clutch. Put your foot on the floor. All the way off the clutch. Now feed your fuel. I want you to feed your fuel now. Very good. Now let's put your foot on the clutch first. And then touch your brake. Let's put the truck in reverse again. Put on the brake.
He also said that women make very good truck drivers, and because they're alert and they are, you know, they're quick to learn, and their reaction time is good, and there's a lot of husband and wife teams, so he said that they do teach a lot of women. So that made me feel a little bit better.
Now we're going to shift on the clutch, off the fuel. Clutch, clutch. Clutch, clutch. Okay, fuel. Off the clutch. Let's fuel it up. 1,500. 1,500. Watch those numbers, okay?
Okay.
Clutch, clutch. Off the clutch, on the fuel. Fuel it up. 1,500. Let's get that 1,500 going. Okay, let's clutch. Clutch, clutch. Okay, 1,500. 1,500. Keep it steady on the fuel. 1,500. Feed that fuel. Feed it. 1,500.
Around the curve, too?
Yes. Feed it. Feed it. Feed it. Feed it. Let's do it. Fuel. 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 Okay, you ready? We're going to double clutch and go to third gear. Clutch, clutch. Fuel. Fuel off the clutch. Fuel. Let's fuel it.
Okay.
Okay, we're in third. We're going to fourth. On the clutch, off the fuel. Clutch, clutch. Fuel. Fuel it. 2 hands on the wheel when you turn. Respond to my voice.
Okay.
Fuel it.
He got really firm with me, of course, and he warned me before he started to teach me that he was going to get rough with me, and he did, and he roughed me up a lot. And it was kind of intimidating in a way, scary, because here I am, a 55-year-old grandmother, and I'm taking my first truck driving lesson.
You did very well, and I did very little instruction with you, and what I'd like to do next is to demonstrate for you, to show you how we're going to go from 5 gears to 10 gears.
Oh, cool.
This is a 10-speed transmission.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll do a little demonstration, and I'll explain to you exactly what you were doing that possibly you might be a little confused with, but as I explain it to you, and you're watching me, it'll help plan in your mind what you're actually doing.
Okay.
But you did very well, and you did it on your own after I got done teaching you. You handled it by yourself. That's great.
Thank you.
Now what we had Sharon doing, if the numbers are correct, this truck will shift. This is, all trucks must be double clutch. This is only used as a training aid so you understand what's happening inside the transmission. So therefore, I'm going to shift without the clutch to show you how the gears work. Since we're dealing with a transmission that we cannot see, we're bringing our tachometer to 1,500. To simulate clutch, clutch, we'll say it out loud. When you let go of the fuel, that allows the stick to move. Clutch, clutch. It goes in at 10. 1,500, clutch, clutch, goes in at 10. 1,500, clutch, clutch, goes in at 10. 1,500, clutch, clutch, goes in at 10. Unless I let go of the fuel, the stick will not move. Now we're going to go to 10, and we're going to reverse the motion to downshift. So we're at 10, 15. 10, 15. 10, 15. 10, 15. Now we take that, and remember, without the clutch, you're doing damage to the transmission. So if you watch my foot here, I touch, when the vehicle is moving, I touch the clutch very little. Clutch, clutch. We're in second. Clutch, clutch, we're in third. Never shake the stick. Clutch, clutch, we're in fourth. Clutch, clutch, we're in fifth. And each and every time it's on the clutch, off the fuel, on the fuel, off the clutch. Now we're in fifth gear, but we're going to go on the street. Range selector's up. After the range selector is up, we're going to return back to first gear, which is not first gear, it becomes sixth. Now we're in sixth. Then we go to seventh, and then we're out on the highway. We're going to stop before the crosswalk, and we must take in mind that all road conditions given the same, weather conditions given the same, we have to remember motorcycles stop first, automobiles stop second, and trucks stop last. So we must keep a good space cushion between us and the vehicle in front of us, because a truck is the hardest to stop. Most everyday drivers do not realize that. When they cut in front of trucks, they don't realize the fact that it takes a truck longer to stop than it does a car. Turn. So we have to get on the brake, and we have to match our numbers. Sixth gear will be 15 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour. At 1700 is sixth gear. And now we take our time, we're going to make the turn. When we make a turn, we're watching our trailer, straight, 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 and then turn. We have to get that footage through the turn first. Never want to leave any space between the curb and the truck, because if you leave a space wide enough for an automobile to go inside you, they are definitely going to do it. Then we teach you defensive driving, and we'll go on with defensive driving and street procedures. We'll treat this like a stop sign. As we approach the stop sign, we check the intersection. We always shift on the straightaway. Here's second. Now we go to third. Now we turn. Trailer is clearing the curb. Now we recover the wheel, cancel the signal. And we're on our way.
Wow. A lot to do.
There's a lot to remember. Your mind is always working. You'll come away with a different point of view when you're looking at another truck.
Really?
We're checking the intersections, make sure they're clear. I don't care whether it's a red light, you still watch the intersections, because people are running. Stop sign up ahead. We're going to close the right door up a little bit so nobody can come up inside. And we're going to approach the stop sign. When we approach the stop sign, we do not want to go into the crosswalk. We want to keep our legal stop back. We're sitting up very high. I want to be able to see. The biggest, burliest men that come out here are nervous.
I think it would be
The
great.
big truck is very, very intimidating.
It is, yeah.
It's just a big piece of machinery, and you have to learn how to operate it. It's like a power saw. If you don't operate it properly, you're going to cut your fingers off.
Don't let anybody tell you you can't fulfill your dreams, because I did it.